Once again, let's remind you that, when Judy Krishnamurti told those kids, tell your teacher don't compare, he was talking about living life eternally, free from human conflict, because we had lives based on human need, not human greed. Okay. So, competition over what we need because we want to feel better than other people because we have bad brain activity is not necessary, right? So, sports is for exercise, it's healthy. And you'll have a lot less problems with sports when you eliminate philanthropy because you won't have problems with betting. You won't have say it ain't so shoeless Joe Jackson. You won't have the ref screwing up the Phoenix Suns with the San Antonio Spurs. You won't have the David Stern marketing of the 1990s that games were obviously, they even in 2011 with the Lakers and the Celtics, it was, when you watch that game, it's obvious that there was a certain outcome that needed to be attained or achieved for the marketing. That kind of stuff has changed radically now. They can program people like they're programming a video game, and they're more extensive and more people have access to that kind of technology. So you can make a kid that's typically dominant in the post run out and try to take a three-pointer to win the game instead of go get a three-pointer the old-fashioned way. So you can just manipulate people, and it makes it much easier for gamblers like Henry Hill and Jimmy to make all that money off of you dummies. And when you got the bank right in your hand, do you really think Stephen A. Smith and Kevin Hart are your buddies and like you? No, they're just trying to attract you to make them more money. Okay. So they're really bad people. Do they think they're bad? No, they think everybody's doing it. So it's like me working with kids in lockups. If I ain't gonna do it, somebody else gonna do it. That's like saying if you don't rape your dog, someone else, if somebody else is gonna rape your dog, so you might as well do it, right? Yeah. Shut up. Okay, just stop talking. This is what you're doing, and this is what I want you to do. Okay, turtle. Okay, do you understand? So, Illuminati me this, Illuminati me that. You can do Illuminati signs at me on every college football team except for Louisiana, Lafayette, Wisconsin, Utah, uh, Southern Mississippi, Western Kentucky. But you're still doing hand signs for money. Dummy. Do you really want to know how good of a celebrity golfer you are? Do you really want to know? And we could sing John Rodriguez. Do you really want to know? That's a good song. I guess you do. You told me so. Your bright red hair and big brown eyes were just the devil in disguise. Don't those Padera commercials with the little kids just make you nauseous? You think rocks made by billionaires off of slave labor, okay, are love, Wow, first wife's hair turned white that day, right? Okay, right. Hey, gotta make another movie. Juicy fruit, right? Okay, all you big chiefs out there, the best, right? And we did the dumbest thing. Yeah, I remember feeling so sorry for that little girl that Chris Martinez threw up on outside the bus window. It was Redman was the name of when they hit him in the back and he had the chewing tobacco and he threw up, and they made me swallow mine too, and I had to throw up, but I waited, even though I wanted to throw up because he threw up and they all threw up all over his seats, because I saw that little girl from second grade that he puked and hit through the window, and I thought, oh God, no, I'm not doing that. I am not going to throw up near one of these little kiddos and make them feel like throwing up or throw up on them. So I held it, and then I ran out off the bus, crossed the street, and went over to the chili field and and laid my guts out there. But I would discipline myself, and I waited because I saw the little cute little Mexican girl that Chris threw up on. It came through the window, and I was just like mortified. I was like, oh my gosh, we did the dumbest thing. Yeah, it's real funny on Sandlot, but it's not real funny in real life. Oh gosh, no. You do stupid things like that, and a fifth grader pukes out the side of a bus window, and it flows out and splats and hits a little second grader in the face. It's terrible. It's things you don't want to ever, relive again. You want to stop all that kind of sin, toot sweet, post haste, right? All the horrible things that we've had to endure because the Roman Empire wanted to use democracy to kill the Lord's Prayer. Yeah. So you had those old people in El Paso yesterday, the Republicans are saying they're doing this and that. Well, billionaires are ruining democracy. Democracy is because there are billionaires. Mockery. Okay? Just live the ways of the King. The gracious good shepherd will deliver you from evil. He's real good at it. He's been doing it for 2,025 years now. Yeah. He's a standard. People pray to him as an omnipotent God. People invent him into an omnipotent God that will save them from this horrible reality after they're dead in a magic place. The second star to the right shines in the night for you. All you need is a little trust, faith, and pixie dust. I do believe in fairies. I do. That's not me trying to hit on Max's mom. No. I do believe she can live the Lord's Prayer and her kids can enjoy it, and then their children will be able to live their entire lives in the kingdom of heaven. I do believe that. Well, it's tangible. I have faith based on reality. I'm not a wackadoodle like you guys, man. No, I do believe that. And I do believe, I forgot Janet's little boy's name, but I do believe that his kids can live in the kingdom of heaven eternally. Okay. I believe that Blue Ivy Carter's kids can live that, and before that, let's start now. Why put off for tomorrow what you could do today? Is it right? Let's talk about empathy and respect. I'll think about it. Don't play with it if it's right. Let's do it, man. But if I treat them with that empathy and respect, they won't want to be servants anymore. Right. They'll have a house free from a virtual presence, being their best friend, telling them how to get through every situation and every problem. When you're not being extorted and exploited, you're real good at doing house repairs. You're also really good at gardening. And you're real good at teaching your kids to be like Henry David Thoreau instead of Henry Clay, the great compromiser. How can we fleece these people for more money and keep ourselves powerful? Got to keep that property, especially the Sally Hemings looking property, because you had a woman like Beyonce in the house and you owned her, and it's like you just go in the bedroom and get naked, old mess is coming. Yeah, that's horrible, isn't it though? I can't imagine wanting to have sex with a woman that you owned as property and she didn't want to Teddy Pendergrass you. I can't tell you how good it feels to have somebody that you go down the middle of the road with. Somebody that you don't mind talking to, somebody that you don't mind, It's so good loving somebody when somebody loves you back, to be loved and be loved in return. That's the only thing that my heart desires. Just appreciate the little things I do. Oh, every day I want to do a little more, I went and listened to Mary Wilson. I was like, she's a good singer, but no, Diana, Diana she is a special little singer. When he was away from the one that he loved. Ain't no mountain high enough. No, ain't no valley low enough. I mean, she was a special little girl. She had a special little girl. Yeah, she had a special little voice. She had a special way of connecting with the crowd. She had some charisma there. Like Charisma Carpenter, only more than Charisma Carpenter, because Charisma Carpenter made an excellent secretary for Angel, but I don't know if she sings as good as Diana Ross. Special little guy. That's Rhoda's sister, right? And also known as Marge Simpson, right? She was funny. I liked her a lot, yeah. But I was like, I know her. She's Tracy Ullman show. And that was Rhoda. She was Rhoda's sister before she was on the Tracy Ullman show, yeah. That was her extortion gig before Rhoda went off the air, yeah. Well, I don't know what her name is. I'll look her up. Yeah, she was funny. She had that special little guy, Yeah, her voice. She's cute. It was funny. But when we're living the Lord's Prayer, that cuteness doesn't go global. It doesn't trend. It's kept in the importance, the cuteness. Slapping dummy people, all you slapping dummy people. The cuteness requires constant, Daddy, I'll always be your Katie bug. Daddy, it's so easy to fall in love. Kangaroo. Papa, Malaki. No. It requires that, I want to read. Clackly clip cookies and Kringle bells. It requires as much time as possible. BRLFQ spells mom and dad. Well, that ain't too bad, but that's my boy. You can have your TV in your nightclubs. You can have your drive-in picture shows. I'll stay here with my little man near. We'll listen to old records, you know. Me and Johnny Rodriguez are watching Patrick Grove. Me and the Gypsy Kings watching, me and Otmar Liebert watching Patrick Grove, right? So, you know what I'm saying? And they don't have to do that. You know, if you sing nice, just share it. And then live the faith of King David and the wisdom of King Solomon. And then just, you know, nobody has to fight for the mic and nobody has to talk shit about the other guy. You don't bring it as hard as I do. You don't sing as good as I do. Just sing. Don't worry that it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Just sing. Sing a song. Right, guys? Okay. All right. Well, I just, you know, I'm the Messiah. And I got a YouTube. And David Rockefeller was really mean. And I'll forgive you 7 times upon infinity and take all your sin and put it in the incinerator on shades of blue and get rid of it. And no one will ever bring it up again because you're all living the Lord's Prayer. You're free from your sin. David Rockefeller, if you make me fix the technology before I fix the technology, all your sin and all your dirty laundry will be worse than hell freezes over Eagles concert with half the band dead and them, putting them in there in CGI. That sounds horrible, doesn't it, though? Money sucks, right? Okay, I love you, all right? Peace out.